Hi, Zach Reiser here, and welcome back to another Bass Effects review video. Today I am getting back into the murky world of delay with what has become basically an industry standard pedal, the Strymon Capistan. All right, let's get into it. Here's my bassist dry tone Dingwall ABZ Six String on the neck pickup. Starting with the fixed tape head. So this is emulating what it sounds like a fixed tape head delay. So this is going to give you short, medium, and long range settings. I have this on the short mode because this is my personal favorite setting for a slapback delay. Getting a little bit dubbier, I have kept all of the same settings except I've turned up the repeats and I've turned down the mix just a little bit. People who watch my videos know another reason that I love slapback delays is actually with a synth delay setup. So without the Strymon on, I have the Boss OC2 running into a subtle overdrive on the Source Audio Aftershock into a downward envelope on the Iron Ether Zero graph. It sounds like this. And then running that into this slapback delay. Slightly longer delay time, quite a bit more regen or repeats, and now I have an upward envelope on my Iron Ether Zero graph. One other very cool feature about the fixed tape head mode is that it gives you different delay time tap tempo ratios. So by default, every mode on the L cap is a standard quarter note tap tempo. But in fixed head, you get three different options. You get quarter note in mode C, you get a dotted eighth note in mode B, and then you get a 16th note in mode A. So let me show you what I mean by that. So tapping in tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now just strumming a mute. You can hear we get a quarter note. Going up to mode B, 1, 2, 3, 4. We get that lovely dotted eighth note. And then going to mode A, 1, 2, 3, 4, we get a 16th note, which is a very cool sound. So going to mode B, let's play around with that classic dotted eighth note cascaded rhythm sound here. All I have on is my Origin Effects Cali 76 compressor. Another cool function I've found for the dotted eighth note setting on the L cap is to stack it with a harmonized delay from my Eventide H9. So with just the Eventide H9, I have an eighth note harmonized pattern. So here it's like 1 and 2 and 3. Then I put on my dotted eighth note at the same tempo, and they kind of cascade together. The single head tape mode is my personal favorite mode for a standard, just kind of classic tape delay emulation. So I'm going to show a little bit of that off here with just my dry bass. I have the high pass filter at about 30%, and I have the bias at about 50%, and a little bit of crinkle in there, as well as quite a bit of wow and flutter, and a little bit of tape age, giving you much more of a kind of character-filled delay. One other very cool thing that Strymon gives you with all of their delays is if you put the repeats around 3 o'clock, you essentially get infinite repeats without runaway feedback. So let's hear some of this high repeat setting with a little bit of overdrive from my Source Audio Aftershock. It sounds like this. And now into this just wash of tape delay. So before moving on to the long mode, or mode B in single head, I just want to show that lovely octave effect that happens when you click that switch. So here's just a chord in short mode. And you can hear it dropped an octave, and now I'm exactly half the speed. And now back up. All right, my favorite setting for that old, dirty, messed up tape. So this is single head mode B, long mode. I have quite a bit of high pass filtering, good amount of bias. I also have a lot of tape crinkle and a lot of wow and flutter and a little bit of tape age. So here's some of that with just my dry bass. Same exact settings, except I absolutely love this for some kind of rich synthy textures. So Boss OC2 into a very gated fuzz on the Source Audio Aftershock, into a foot sweepable filter on the Iron Ether. Zero graph sounds like this without the L cap. And now running that into this long, dirty tape delay. One more synth effect running into this long, dirty tape delay setting. This is more of a synth lead sound here. So I have the SolidGoldFX Sasori for that nice brassy sawtooth wave sound, into the Strymon Mobius on a chorus setting, into that Iron Ether zero graph, into the L cap. And we get this. And we have finally come to the multi-head delay settings. And anyone that watches my channel knows that I absolutely adore rhythmic multi-head delays. Really fast, before getting into the multi-head delays, though, I need to show one other very cool hidden function of the L cap, which is it has a built-in spring reverb. Now, this is used to kind of emulate the old Roland Space Echoes that also had a built-in spring reverb. But I've turned the repeats and the time down very low, so you're really just hearing the reverb. So here's without any of the reverb. Now, let's put that reverb up. So going for a pseudo Roland Space Echo vibe here, I just want to go through the three modes so you can hear the rhythms of these multi-taps. I have the bias at about 50%, the high pass filter is also at about 50%, tape crinkle is at about 50% as well, and then the reverb is at around 10 o'clock. Now switching over to mode B, a little bit faster tempo. Let's play around with that, get more of that space echo vibe. Leaving the L cap with a little bit of reverb turned on, kind of going for that space echo vibe, I want to show off another one of my favorite settings, which is the freeze gliss on the Electro Harmonix Hog 2. The L cap makes it just sound that much more ethereal. So here is that freeze gliss without the L cap. And then here is in to that Roland space echo sound. Last few settings I want to show is tweaking the L cap to get it pretty close to that old magnetic drum wash sound from a Benson Echo Rec. So I'm on mode C here in the multi-head. I have turned the tape crinkle all the way off, and I have also turned off most of the spring reverb, but the high-pass filter is cranked to about 3 o'clock, and the bias is at about 1 o'clock. So let's hear a little bit of that. Higher mix, higher repeats, and a faster delay time just to get even more of that magnetic drum wash. Same exact settings, but much longer delay time. Now I'm running that synth bass effect into this Benson Echo Rec emulation on the Strymon L cap. So hopefully you got a great idea of what this little delay can do for you and your bass playing and just how expansive it really is. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you want a more thorough explanation of all of the controls and the under-the-hood controls, so to speak, check out Strymon's videos for those. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe below. It really helps me out. I'll be back very soon with more pedals and effects reviews, tips and tricks, and performance videos. Thank you so much for watching.